What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be discussing another episode of Digimon Adventure. We're finally going to be discussing Digimon Adventure episode 59. Now, if you guys have been keeping up, hopefully you guys know what's been going on. There's been where the gang is trying to find the crust meaning and the power for each of the individual's crusts. So this time we had to do with Izzy, and in this one, what we see is Izzy is on his journey, and of course they go back to where, of course, Gabatariamon was able to go into his super evolution, and then we got to see uh, Tai and Agumon reunite with Izzy finally after several episodes. So of course, we all know how Ty is. He's been kind of making rounds, I guess, with the team. He's just been popping up every time you turn around, which, again, had a feeling he was going to be in this episode, obviously, to help Izzy out however way he can. But what we see in the entirety of this episode is Izzy, as well as Ty, meet a Digimon that wants to test Izzy's knowledge. And what he does is that he puts them through a series of tests of different riddles, and if they can figure it out, then again they can go free. But it's not going to be that easy, because every time if they fail, someone's going to get taken. So they go through a series of different tests to try to see who's the smartest, I guess. And a couple times Izzy does fail, and Tai and Agumon get abducted by this Digimon. So it takes Izzy a good amount of time to figure out what's going on, because he's a very smart kid, but at the same time, he sometimes, I guess, figures it out, but not all the way figures it out. And I think that was the meaning of this episode, is trying to learn everything within a meaning, which again was cool. But again, overall, was I a fan of this episode so far? I really wasn't until the very last part of the episode, because when we see where Izzy is finally getting through the trials to figure it out, he has a moment of doubt. And again, with Digimon being the way Digimon is we have this moment with Tentomon and Izzy, and Tentomon giving him this reassurance of, hey, you can do this, I believe in you, you're going to get through this, we are going to get through this, Tai, Agumon, even Whalemon, because Whalemon gets kidnapped by this Digimon, and they have no choice but to try to save him. And we just go through this entirety of him trying to reinstill this fire and courage in Izzy, and at the same time, he's about ready to figure out the riddles. And when he finally does, he gets to the final round. And when we finally get to see him get to the final round, we see where there is a massive Digimon waiting for them that was possibly going to be killing Whalemon. But Gabatariamon gets to his super form and fights him. But between Izzy and him, they're able to combine their efforts and be able to transform into the Mega Evolution. So we finally get to see the Mega Evolution of Gabatariamon in this episode, which was absolutely fantastic. And we get to see this big battle, and Izzy finally figures out where this Digimon is hiding, and he figures out the Digimon is hiding within Whalemon, and that's where he's keeping, of course, Tai as well as Agumon within inside him. So they come up with this idea to be able to get him out of Whalemon, to be able to manipulate him so that way they can save their friends and Whalemon at the same time. And when that happens, they continue this big battle, and they're able to finally beat him. But at the same time, they realize Birdmon was there, so he was somehow being manipulated into doing all these things. So unsure exactly what the plan was, other than possibly just trying to gather information on the kids as well as Izzy, and on Tai and Agumon as well as Tentomon. So again, not exactly sure what the main reason was, but at the same time we get to figure out what exactly was going on into this episode. Now again, was this my favorite episode? No, it was not. I'm not a big fan of riddles. I don't care for them. I think this episode was rather silly. Again, if you're a fan of riddles, if you're a fan of really testing your mind and your brain, then again, this was probably the episode for you. But tonight's episode was just really not the episode for me. When I say tonight's episode, I am recording this on Saturday night. This will be up on Sunday night, or Sunday morning, let me rephrase that. But either way, I think the episode was okay. but it is not something that I was really enjoying too much. It's something that I kind of wanted to skip over, but the main thing to really see was, of course, Titamon's Mega Evolution, and then them being able to save Tai and Agumon as normal, which again we already knew was probably going to happen eventually. But overall, I would say a decent episode, probably not the best episode. But what was your thoughts about this episode? Did you guys enjoy it? Was it okay? Was it kind of just, boring? What was your thoughts about the episode overall? I'd like to know your thoughts about this down in the comments down below. This is going to be a very short video. Not a whole lot to talk about Digimon tonight. Not a whole lot to speculate. Unfortunately, again, I felt like this episode was very kind of boring, kind of bland until the very last part of the episode. But overall, I did enjoy it. Hopefully you guys did too. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe, leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new, say hi down in the comments down below. I'm always reviewing Digimon weekly, so that we can keep up with Digimon, more stuff down. Just keep going over it, being able to enjoy the series return, and we are going to be getting season 2. Don't know how much episodes we got left. Possibly either in the 60s or possibly 70s. I'm not entirely sure yet. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.